How you doing, and welcome to Neither Real Music. I'm Ed, and this is Just Play It, my series dedicated to learning songs that I like, usually jazz songs. If you've been following along, we've been looking at Autumn in New York by Vernon Duke. Today we're going to be looking at measures 9, 10, 11, and 12. If you haven't been following along, I recommend going back and checking out your first 8 measures before diving into this group. Before we get started, please take a moment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when your next lesson is coming. So let's take a look at this next section of the song. So we're going to start out in 5th position with mocking a G minor 7 chord. We're going to be using the note C with this chord, so we're going to have G, D, F, and C to accommodate the melody. And then what we're going to do is move this up to make a little walking bass line. So I recommend barring across the whole entire system so that this way you can grab this D when we get to that point in the song. If you're comfortable moving, that's fine. So that takes care of the first measure. It's a pretty easy idea. In our second measure, we're going to be looking at a B flat minor 7 chord with our melody note being A flat, but on our second string. So we're going to be looking at it in our 9th fret. We're going to be barring our 6th fret completely across, and as long as you don't play the 5th string, you'll have most of the notes necessary to mock a B minor 7 chord. And we're going to lift to get to our note F. From here, we're going to go to an E flat 7, a basic E flat 7 shape in 4th position. And all of our melody notes are already held within this chord. So if we put these two ideas together, we have. When it comes to a chord change that involves very specific timing, I recommend only working on those 2 chords that you could become comfortable with your hands moving back and forth. Then add your melody in. Don't be afraid of a little silence in between these chords. That is going to happen since you're lifting up every single finger and moving to a different section of the guitar. So you shouldn't let a small silence make you feel like you've done something wrong. The more you practice this idea, it will be accepted, especially in context with the rest of the song. So if we put our first 2 measures together, measures 9 and 10, they sound like this. So as we move into our next measure, we're going to be starting with an A flat major 7 shape. The trick to getting this to work is making sure that these 2 fingers don't lift off of the guitar, your 1st and your 3rd finger. It's going to help create something to bind the melody together. You hear these notes continuously ring, so as the other 2 notes create your melody, it holds everything together. From our A flat major 7, we do a D flat 9 shape in our fourth position. From here, we're going to create a little walking bass line because I have to mock a couple of chords. Move your D flat up to A flat. Now, without letting go of these two notes, you're going to play C, and with your pinky, you're going to have to reach to G. Okay? So. Once you play this note C to G, we've already started our last measure. Technically, you would think that you're going to play a C minor 7 chord, and we kind of are. By not letting go of these two notes, our E flat and our B, we're mocking a C minor 7 chord. Of course, we would like to have our B flat in the sequence, but we have to take what we can get while maintaining our melody. From here, we're going to build a G7 chord. We're going to mock it. So we're just going to use the notes G, D, and F again, very similar to how we mocked our G minor 7. We're just going to let that ring. Sometimes we have to decide whether the initial intention of the chord from something like the real book is usable on the guitar. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. A lot of the times, if you're taking music out of a fake book, or in this case what I'm using, the real book, it's designed for a piano, which has a lot more options because you have 10 fingers and 88 keys. I'm limited to using my 6 strings and 5 fingers and then just mocking whatever chord comes up. So sometimes certain shapes get reused, and we have to make excuses as to why the name of the chord is what it is. Don't get yourself too wrapped up in that idea. If it sounds good and works, that's your primary focus. So if we start putting these ideas together, it should sound like this. Now what we're going to do is try this with some time and a tab. So if you want to play along with me, you can. But this way you have a tab to follow along with and an understanding of what's been going on. So let's try this with a little bit of time and a tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's check that out with some tab. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really hope lessons like this are helping you become a better player. If they are, please subscribe, ring the bell. I'm trying to grow this channel, so every subscription helps tremendously. If you have questions, please put them in the comments below. Compliments are nice, but questions let me know that you're working on these things. If you're really curious about getting better, consider joining my Patreon. $1 a day could help me start to produce more content for you, as well as let you ask questions, and I can potentially make a video directly related to one of your questions. Good luck and good practice.